Hi everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we will be learning about how we can be able to decompile an application, modify an application, and again recompile particular application. Then we will sign the application. So when this video can be useful, so whenever you have identified certain changes into the application, and if you want to change it using Smalley modification, or you can say directly you are changing it into the manifest file, so at that point of time these changes can be done, and how we can be able to recompile and again resign the application we will see in this video. There are certain cases, for example SSL pinning or root detection bypasses, which we can be able to do using Smalley code modifications. Alright, so this video will be helpful in such cases. Alright, so the first step would be extracting the particular application. So here for example we have taken this Spark Chess application. Okay, so let's identify the package name of this application so that we can be able to extract. So the first command will be identifying the path of this particular package. All right. So here we will be using ADB shell PM path and the package name. So uh, if you just don't want to write down the whole package name, you can be able to just use a tab to autocomplete this particular package name. Once we run this command, we will get the package path. Now we will use adb pull command. So when we use this adb pull command, we will provide the complete path, and it will just download the APK into our system. Alright, now let's modify this particular application. Now what we will be going to modify. So for that I will be giving a brief about what is Android WebViews and what is Android WebView debugging. So Android WebView debugging is basically a feature which allows user to use the ADB remote debugging extension for Chrome to debug the content of the WebView. Now certain applications, for example, is developed using hybrid model. So one of the example is Cordova framework, right? So the developer will be simply using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and they can be able to create a cross-platform application which can be able to run on Android and iOS itself. All right. So you don't have to code it into the native Android structure or coding. So what it uses is basically it uses web view of and web view feature of Android. Now we have taken this Spark Chess application because it's built on Cordova application. Okay, so Cordova framework. So what we can be able to do when we enable the debugging, we will just simply we can be able to debug the JavaScript. We can be able to see the you can say HTML files which are running, uh, and how we can be able to do this. We can be able to do this using this particular you can say Chrome browser, right? So we can be able to debug over here. So currently, as we can see that the application is uh, let's run the application and see whether it is shown. So when you run the application, uh, currently the debugging is not enabled. All right, so we cannot be able to see any of the things over here. Now if you want to debug using this Chrome browser, right, so what we have to do is we have to enable the debugging. Now how we will be able to do this, we will be just changing Smalley code of that particular file. So for this, first of all, what we have to do is we have to just use APK tool to decompile the application. So let's decompile the application. Okay, so this is APK tool. D for decompile, hyphen R. Hyphen R is used for skipping the, you can say, resources which decompile. Okay, so let's see first of all what is that. When you run APK tool hyphen advanced command, you will come to know the arguments which can be passed using APK tool. So here, as you can see, -r, no resources. So it will tell the APK tool that please do not decode the resources. All right. So here um, we will just run this command. Okay. And as we can see, it just decompiled the application. Okay. Now, if we go to this base, there is an Android manifest.xml file. So if we open that particular manifest file into browser, it will show something like this. Now we have to identify the first activity which will be run when the application starts. So how we can be able to identify? We have to just search for this string. Okay, android.intent.action.main. So this is the first activity, okay, which will be run when the application starts. We have identified that the first method or first activity is here. All right. Now it's easy to identify the smiley code associated with particular activity. Now let's go to this decompiled folder. We will go to smiley. We will now, as you can see, that this is the path. Okay. So air com media division and then spark.js font light. Open this main activity because this will be the activity which will be run. And now we will edit this activity. So where we will be going to edit, we will just identify the first method which will be run. Okay, so here as you can see there is only one method which is on create. We'll go to the end of the method. We will just add 2 lines of code over here. Okay, so this 2 line of code is uh, the meaning of this code is the first line which is setting a variable to true. So this is just setting a variable to true. The second line is basically passing that particular variable to the static method which is set web content debugging enabled method in this particular WebView class. Okay, so this is the class and this is the method, and we are passing uh, a variable true with which contains the true value to this particular method, which uh, in short tells the application that we have to enable the WebView debugging. Okay, so this is the logic behind this. We will just save this. We will go to here. I'll just minimize everything. Yeah, now we will run a command to recompile the particular application. So we can recompile using apk tool. So apk tool -b, which is for build. Okay, this is the decompiled application folder which where we have just changed recently the code, the smiley code. -o is for output file. Okay, when we run this, it will just build the apk. Now at certain times what happens is it will give you some error about particular resources are not being decoded or encoded again, right, whenever we are rebuilding the application, so which again is not properly encoded. In that case you can use this particular argument when you are running when you are trying to build the application. Okay, so this use -apt2, so which is basically a build tool. It is also known as Android asset packaging tool. It is a build tool that Android Studio and Android Gradle plugin use to compile and package the application's resources. Okay, so this is an advanced binary which can solve that particular problem, right? Now, once we have created the application, all right, we have this new app. Okay, let's just okay. So we have moved that particular app to a folder. All right. Um, Once we have recompiled an application, now we have to sign it. All right. So otherwise, it won't work on the application. It won't work on the device. The application won't work. Now, how can we able to sign the application? There are multiple ways to sign the application. We will be covering three of them right now. The first thing is uh, there is a jar file. Okay, so here it is. This is Uber APK signer jar file, which automates all the tasks. So here is the command, the java-jar, this particular jar file, and how many APKs are there. If you want to, you can say sign multiple APKs. We can be able to do this using this particular command. Okay, so you can download the application, this jar file from here. If you go to here, this releases. If you click on this, it will show you something like this. You have to just download this jar file. All right. Now let's just run the command. Okay. So java-jar. This is Uber APK signer. I have already downloaded it. You can see over here. This is the same folder. So this is the jar file I have downloaded. -a, which is which applications we need to uh, sign. All right. So this is the folder I've given a path, folder path where the application is there. The application which we have recently rebuilt. Okay. Output folder is same to this folder. So we are the output file will be in the same folder. Now let's enter it, and it just signed our application. Okay. Now let's see. All right. So we have our application signed. Okay. Now let's see another method. Okay, so what is the another method? Simply go to this Play Store, search it down APK Signer. Okay, open, you can say this application will pop up. You have just installed that particular application. I have already installed the application. Okay, now here, as you can see, there is an option to sign a file. So let's sign our APK using this. Okay, so for that we have to just uh, push our APK, which is here, the you can say build APK, which is not yet signed. So what we will do there, we will use adb push command. Okay, so I am pushing this particular APK to a particular folder, which is download folder, which you can see over here. Okay, all right, so let's see whether we have got it. Okay, so we have got this new underscore APK file over here. Now let's sign it using APK signer. So click here, sign a file. It will show you different, you can say, files. So you just go to downloads, navigate in the file manager to downloads, select this file, and it will just ask that what will be the name of new file. Okay, so I'm just keeping it as it is, signed one. I'm just saving it, and it's signing now. Okay, I will just uninstall this app because this is the real one and which we have downloaded it from Play Store. We will be using the updated ones where WebView debugging is enabled. Alright. Now the third path is basically uh, the one which is a manual approach. Okay. So for this, what we have to do is basically we have to use certain tools for certain things. All right. So the first thing is we have to generate a key store. For that, we need to use this. The first tool we'll be using is key tool. So uh, we will be creating a key store using this tool. Okay. So let me just run this command. This is just generate the key and key store. The name of the key store is this, and there are certain mandatory arguments. Alright, we have to provide a password and messed up in the password. Okay, what is the first and last name? You just keep it as it is. If you want to set it, you can set it random. You can set it even your name. Over here, is this correct? We will just say yes, and it will just create a key store. Okay. As you can see that we have created our own key store. Now we need to use zip align command. So what is zip align? Zip align is actually an archive alignment tool that provides some important optimization to the application files. Okay. So this tool is kind of a mandatory tool if you want to upload your APK to Play Store. So if you want to publish to the Play Store, this tool should be run. So let's run the command. This is the command zip align -p for new app.apk. Let's see what P is for. Okay, so P is basically a memory page alignment for the stored shared object files. Okay, and 4 provides a 32-bit alignment. All right, so we will be running this. This is the input file, and this is the output file. So if we run this, we will see it quickly creates a file named myalign.apk. Now the last part is we will be using jar signer to sign the APK. Okay, I will just use jar signer. Uh, this is the key store we will be using, which we have recently generated, and this is the file which we have to put, okay, input as an input file. Alright, when we enter it, it will ask for the key store password which we have set before, and it will just sign it. And the signer is this, the key store, which is our trusted certificate, and there is a warning called the signer certificate is self-signed because we have generated our own certificate. Now the application is signed. Alright, so we have understood three different ways to sign the application. We can be able to use anything which is convenient for us. Okay, so now what we will do is we will just install this one, the first one we have created, and see whether our changes are applicable or not. Okay, so we will be using adb install this application name. We will wait for some time, and our application is here. Okay, so we have installed the application. Now let's open the application. So if the debugging is enabled, we will be seeing the package name or the application name at the Chrome browser. Okay, so let's move to Chrome browser, and as we can see that here the application name is SparkChess and WebView is WebView in this particular package name. All right. So we have successfully patched the application and enabled the WebView debugging. Now let's inspect it to understand what this means. Okay. Once you inspect it, you can be able to see the application opened over here. Okay. There is index.html page which contains the HTML files. There is code.js, which is you can say the logic. Code.logic is there. Spark.js freemobile.js, which has logic of the application. Right. So it's a really big file, JS file, which has logic of the application, that how application should work. And we can be able to see certain images or GIF files over here also. The plugins, the code over plugins, which we also see over here. So now we can be able to uh, debug a mobile application in, you can say, browser into the system. Whether it is your laptop or PC, we can be able to easily debug the JavaScript. You can just add similar debug points which we can be able to do in uh, normal scenarios or normal web application when you are debugging certain JavaScripts. For example, there is some cryptographic functionalities are going on, encryption is going on. We can be able to debug using this particular functionality. All right. So this is how we can be able to enable WebView, and this is how we can be able to decompile, change, modify, recompile, and just resign the application. Okay. So let's just quickly revise this. The first thing is to complete the task, we have to modify certain application. Okay. So the first thing is just extracting the application using adb command. Okay. So adb pull and particular apk path, it will just dump it the apk file. Now we are decompiling the application using apk tool. Okay. We will just modifying it. We will identify what is the activity, which is the main activity. All right. Then we will just add smiley code, the magic smiley code into that particular activity, smiley. All right. Then we will just recompile the application. We will just sign the application using different methods, which is whichever convenient for us. All right. And then we will just install it, and we will see that whether the changes are working or not. All right. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.